welcome to mine and Chris's YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell on. This is another video about our community mental health place. So the update is I've got an appointment just after the first week of August. But we had to fight tooth and flipping nail for it. And the fact that I've been left for well over 6 weeks, I believe, knowing that I'm struggling to sleep and stuff like that, it kind of really pisses me off. And if it wasn't for Chris phoning them up yesterday, then I'd probably still be waiting to hear from these people. And it does kind of piss me off that we had to do all the chasing. I mean, the way I see it is we're the patient, so therefore if we're the patient, we shouldn't be doing the chasing. They should be contacting me saying, okay, Helen, we're going to give you an appointment on this day, is that okay, blah blah blah. That's not happened, and that's really fucked me off, to be quite honest. I'll be straight up. And you know, if things need to change, especially in the outpatient department of the mental health in the community, the psychiatrists are now the ones that are meant to contact, like me for example, or whoever it might be. But what I would say to anyone that's trying to find out what's going on, if they're getting a new psychiatrist or whatever, keep fighting, because if it was the other way around and it was Chris that was waiting and getting annoyed, and I would do the same thing that he done for me, because that's what we do, because he knows I'll get pissed off and stressed trying to contact these people about myself. But if it was to do with him, I would hold however long. I mean, we was first in the queue on the phone, and we held on the phone for over an hour, and that's no joke. And to hold for over an hour just to be first in the queue, I think is absolutely disgusting. So our local mental health place in Essex needs to sort it out, and I hope they see my videos, because some of the psychiatrists know that we do YouTube, and I hope that they see this video, and I hope they feel ashamed of themselves for leaving a patient who's not sleeping properly, whose new antipsychotic dosage needs to be upped, and haven't done anything about it. So basically my meds are like up in the air, which is what I'm going to be talking about when I go to this appointment, because the antipsychotic, I can't remember the name of it, aripiprazole or olanzapine or something, I think it's olanzapine, doesn't sedate you, so it doesn't help you to go to sleep. So when I was on the quetiapine, the main reason why I changed it was because when I was taking it at night, I was trying to eat food and I couldn't swallow properly, so it felt like I was gonna like choke basically, and that's part of the reason why I stopped taking the quetiapine. I don't know if anyone else has had that type of issue with quetiapine or not, but like, to have that sort of reaction from a antipsychotic is not a good one to have, and I refuse to continue to take it based on that alone. It had a sedative in it, but I was on 350, but it wasn't working because I'd been on that dosage for a decent amount of time. But the thing with me is with medication, which is the I think it's the addictive personality side of me, because I've got addictive personality. I get used to a dose very quickly, quicker than most people do, so it has to be upped like regular, more than what they're doing. But with this new antipsychotic, it only goes up to 30 milligrams, I believe, and that's the highest that it can go. So hopefully when I get to that dose it will help and it will settle down and that, you know. I mean, I don't mind being on the new antipsychotic. If anything, it's brought out my creative side of me, my motivation to do videos, to do editing and stuff like that. But it doesn't help me sleep, and I'm not sleeping. I'm lucky if I'm getting 3 or 4 hours a night at the moment. Excuse me. And that's not sustainable for a long period of time. I will just crash and sleep for a whole day probably at some point. When, I don't know, but it will happen. I mean, even doing this video now, I feel very tired, but I can't sleep. So, and it's daytime. I mean, it's only coming up for 20 to 3. But yeah, they need to do better, and they need to think more about the patients and get people to contact us. They've got secretaries and that. Secretaries can call patients. I've had it before. The psychiatrist who I didn't get on with and I refused to see, his secretary, to be fair, his secretary, she was bang on it, mate. She was constantly making sure I'm okay. Oh, have they called you, Helen? Or do you need me to do anything, Helen? Do you know what I mean? So there is secretaries that can do that kind of shit that needs to be done. It's not down to me or Chris or anyone to be doing the chasing with it and that. And I think that that's disgusting. And they need to sort it out ASAP, because it's not right that patients are the ones chasing around all the time. I don't understand where they think that that's suitable to do, to be quite honest. I don't understand their thinking behind, I'll just let the patient chase it up and that, blah blah blah. No. I've had to go 6 to 8 weeks with nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's just a good job I've not been in a crisis for a good few years, and I don't want to be in a crisis again. My mental health is stable. It's just the sleeping side of things that is not stable for me. To, you know, just not sleeping is just, it's draining. It's draining, and I want to be able to have at least, if I get 6 hours, I'll be happy. I don't care about 8 or 9 hours. I'll be happy with just like 6 hours. You know, I can function on 6 hours sleep, not a problem. But constantly only getting like 3, maximum of 4 every day, it's going to catch up on you. At least with 6 hours I can function, I can do what I need to do, and I don't generally get tired, you know, I don't. So yeah, that's pretty much the update, but I'm still being creative, I'm still doing things, I'm more motivated to do videos and stuff like that, which is good, because we got videos uplined until the 2nd of September now, so we're heading into September now with videos on our mental health channel, but I'm also posting them on our other channels because I think it's something that's important that should be shared on all 3 of our channels. I can do other videos and that on them channels as well, that's not an issue, but I do feel that mental health needs to be shared, so that's why I'm sharing it on Helen and Chris Our Daily Lives and Helen and Chris, the other channel. So if you guys could subscribe to them as well, that would be great. I will keep you updated on how the appointment goes, and I'll let you know what happens. In the meantime, take care, and bye for now.